Hey everyone, today I wanted to talk about action cams, in particular this one. It's the Hero 10 from GoPro. Their latest release, obviously the 10th release of a long line of action cams that I have used throughout my YouTube career, and before that I love GoPros. However, this latest one is kind of garbage. It has a known problem that very interestingly GoPro are aware of and have no plans to fix. Let me demonstrate the current overheating issue with these cameras. Okay, here's the new GoPro 10. It's fully charged. Its card has just been formatted. The card is the SanDisk Extreme A2, which is what they sell with them and recommend. And I've got a GoPro 4 to use as a timer as well. Its firmware was uploaded manually as they suggested. So it's all the latest stuff. It's all looking good. I'll put the GoPro 4 beside it. And what we're going to do is I'm going to film it with this camera over here. Turn this guy on. So there they are beside each other. Start the recording on that. And we'll start the recording on these guys. 1, 2. Okay, away we go. Okay, let's give it a few minutes, see what happens. Okay, so we're at about 16, almost 17, there were 17 minutes, and this is shut down. Sometimes it lasts a little longer, sometimes it lasts a little shorter. It is super hot to touch. There is the problem. Okay, so as you saw there, this camera is just sitting on a cool surface in an ambient temperature, died at 17 minutes of recording at 4K 60 frames per second, which is a pretty standard resolution to use these days. However, if you jumped it up to 120 frames per second, or even, God forbid, move to 5K, it dies a lot more quickly than that, obviously. Now, this is nothing new. GoPros have been overheating at higher resolutions for a few generations now, but what is different about this one is two things. Firstly, this has a new processor in it called the GP2, that we were all pinning our hopes on would fix the problems of the previous ones, because new processors, faster processor, cooler running processor, you know, all the latest technology, it should have been better. It's actually worse than the previous generations. They all overheated, but it was touch and go as to whether it would make it to the end of the battery or whether it would overheat. This one definitely overheats first. The second thing is they're just glitchy cameras. You know, ever since the GoPro 5, which was the first of the glitchy cameras, right up to the current day, they've all got this problem where at some point when you're using them, they'll freeze up, the buttons won't work, and you have to pull the battery out and back in again to reset it to get it working again, which is a minor annoyance, but it can be a major annoyance if you have multiple GoPros and they're all glitching, or a GoPro with a case around it that needs to be disassembled in order to get to the battery. So it's a fail on that point. But what's really interesting about this case is that in the past, GoPro sort of said, oh, we're working on it or whatever. This time, it's a different case. I wrote to GoPro to say, hey, got my 10, look at it. It breaks down in 10 minutes. Here's a video, here's a photograph, here's an explanation of what's going on. What's your plans to fix this? They came back to me and said, thanks for reaching out to GoPro support. I've just received confirmation from the team regarding your Hero 10's heating concern. It seems that your experience is not unexpected. So they know there's a problem, and if you look on YouTube or you look anywhere, there's lots of people demonstrating this problem. But that's the first time they've said, yeah, we agree, they overheat, they don't work. And basically what they've said is, if you're not happy with that, send it back within 30 days. They have no intention of fixing this problem, and that really makes the camera of limited use to most people. You know, if you're doing outdoor sports, this is still an excellent camera. It'll probably stay cool enough to work. But anyone working indoors, or like I do within vehicles or aircraft, or anything that the air isn't moving very fast, this is a hopeless camera that does not work, does not do what it says on the box. And that's really been the case for the last 5 generations of GoPro. Yes, the GoPro 4 does everything, is solid, Again, always rely on the GoPro 4. When they released the GoPro 5, what a glitchy nightmare that camera was. The GoPro 6, also complete garbage. The GoPro 7, have I got one of those here? Yeah, this one here was the first one that I quite enjoyed working, because this is the first one that has hyper smooth feature, takes a lot of the shake out of it. GoPro 8, I also quite like, but also very glitchy camera that overheats at 4K. Same with the GoPro 9, and of course even worse with the new GoPro 10. So I'd really like to send a message to Nick Woodman. First of all, cool name. And I've seen some interviews with him, and he seems like a great guy that wants to make a really good product. But he also seems a little confused as to why people don't buy more of them. He's even often asked, why don't more people live stream with them? Well, the reason is the people that use these for social media or live streaming or anything like that that they need to rely on, no one's going to use one of these because it's just too unreliable. Either use a regular camera or their phone. And these days the GoPro is competing with cameras on phones, which are excellent and reliable. So really it's nice that you keep adding features to these, but can you just instruct your engineers to make them reliable? Forget about voice recognition and all the other things that you're doing with these, and just concentrate on making them reliable. I would buy so many more of these and not stick with my GoPro 4 if you could make them reliable, Nick. Your share price might finally get out of the gutter. That's right, the GoPro share price was fantastic back when they were making good cameras, but ever since then, it's been flatlining. Maybe if you could make a camera that actually works, and the people that buy them will want to buy more, who knows? You could upgrade that Gulfstream 5 of yours. Nick Woodman, you seem like a really good rich guy. Please fix the product that you're selling. And for the rest of us, be warned. Before you fork out $500 for a GoPro 10, be aware it doesn't actually work. Anyway, thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for listening to me gripe about a product. We'll see you in the next one. Bye then.